Joy to the world, the championship is here. May disabled vigilantes grant you peace. Hello, Pride League. This is Disabled Vigilantes, aka your commissioner, and hopefully your future champion. Now, it was a crazy couple weeks, I did a little midweek session, but most importantly, let's just be honest. It's just great to finally be able to say that Alejandro Hernandez can't go back to back. That was my whole goal for this entire season, was if I could put in Chicago Chalupa's division, he would have to play me twice. Not only did he lose to me twice in the regular season, he lost to me twice in the playoffs. Now, granted, he did much better than the other playoff attendees. Should have been the championship round is what that should have been. But we still have more football to go, ladies and gentlemen. We got 2 more weeks, 2 more beautiful weeks to figure out who's going to make first, second, third, and fourth. And the co-commissioner, William Ecker, came up with a brilliant idea. I'll go over that a little bit later. But first, let's recap everything that went down last week. Last 2 weeks, really. So, as we know, Disabled Vigilantes went up against the reigning champion, Chicago Chalupa. Chicago Chalupa's the only team to have won this 2 times in a row. Not 2 times in a row, but 2 times in general. He was about to make it 2 times in a row had I failed. But I did not. I prevailed, scoring almost 400 points. Granted, Chicago Chalupas did what he had to do, and he averaged over 150 points per game. It still wasn't enough, just banking on me trying to have an off night. But unfortunately, DeAndre Hopkins, Le'Veon Bell, Todd Gurley, and Travis Kelce, and a slew of others had other plans for the Disabled Vigilantes. Chicago Chalupas moves on to try and salvage any money from this season to try to get 3rd place. Who would he be facing? Well, that depends on Classy Strippers and The Grind is Real. Now, The Grind is Real started off a little bit behind, but he definitely sent this down to Monday night. The Patriots defense kind of fucked him, but so did Matt Ryan as well. I wonder where he got that guy from. But all is not lost for The Grind is Real, even though he lost that matchup to Classy Strippers. Kudos to Classy Strippers coming out of that Western Division, which was balls ugly, and just crawled out of the cesspool that was that division and said, look at me, crown me the champion. Now, Classy Strippers, alumnus of the championship teams throughout the Pride League, won the very first championship. Faces a tall task against Disabled Vigilantes, whereas The Grind is Real has to go up against the previous champion without Zeke. I mean, if he had Zeke, this might be a whole different story. He might be playing in the championship. Who knows, right? But if you wanna go down the road with tussling with Roger Goodell in the NFL, you're probably gonna miss some games. But all that is neither here nor there. It's Thursday. There's 2 things happening here on Thursday. One, we got the Star Wars movie 8, whatever you want to call it. It comes out tonight. I'm making this video prior to going over there. But we got a few slew of games now. Some people might have some players playing tonight. I mean, it is the Broncos and the Colts. That's 2 horrible teams trying to make something out of a Thursday night game. Who knows? Could be points to be had. But, I would go into the consolation bracket, but truth be told, I'd say a good number of people have checked out. However, William Eckert, owner of the Classy Strippers, came to me like Jerry Jones to Roger Goodell and said, hey, look, man, we need something to keep these guys interested. Here's what I came up with, and I will share that with you right now. First and foremost, we have the playoffs and the people that are vying for first, second, and third and fourth, right? They're playing for money. Problem with the consolation bracket is they're not playing for anything. Mr. Eckert came up with the idea that maybe we shouldn't have a rando draft. Maybe what these owners who aren't in the playoffs could play for is their draft position, right? And I got to thinking. He's like, let me break it down for you just in case you got it twisted. First, second, third, and fourth, those guys would be playing normally. Like the first place team would get 12th place. He won $1,500. He's champion of the league. He gets to pick last. Second place picks 11th. Third place picks 10th. And fourth place, you may have gotten no money, but you'll at least be picking before those clowns. Right? 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th in the championship bracket. That's what they would be playing for in addition to money. Now, here's where the consolation bracket kicks in. If you win the consolation bracket, you may not get any money. You may have played for pride and some bragging rights. But guess what? You win the consolation bracket, you get first pick on the draft. You win the consolation bracket, you get first pick. And if you're playing for the best, you're playing with the best team in the consolation bracket, guess what? You come in there, you get second. Now the bracket right underneath, the guys that may have lost the 5 and 6 seed, they'll drop back down. They'll be playing for third and fourth, and so on and so on. The loser of the entire consolation bracket would pick ninth, giving them something else to play for. I like this idea. It's not going to be implemented this year, but it'll be on the docket for when we decide to have the owners meeting here in a few weeks. I want to say we'll have the owners meeting in a month. That's kind of what I want to do. I mean, it's right there a little bit right after the holidays, so let's see what it looks like in a month, and we'll write that down. Make sure you're thinking about all the changes that you would like to be had in the Pride League. But then again, I'm not going into any of the consolation bracket. Let's look at the matchups this week and who I have winning the championship, third and fourth, and so on and so forth. Needless to say, Classy Strippers has done a wonderful job in navigating himself into a championship. Many thought that the first place out of the West was going to have a basic record, 6-6 maybe, but he turned in, had some really good matchups at the end of the season, and he's just playing better than his competition. So, kudos. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough against Disabled Vigilantes, who just has a powerhouse of a team. I predict Disabled Vigilantes to win that. Now, for third and fourth, this is going to be a little bit closer. Chicago Chalupas, talks a lot of shit to the Grind is Real. The Grind is Real would love to eke out a win against Chicago Chalupas, leaving him outside in the cold. But I have to say, I pick the burst plays of Antonio Brown. Melvin Gordon is a little bit consistent for him. I got Chicago Chalupas winning this matchup. The rest of you guys really doesn't truly fucking matter. So I'm going to end this. It's been way too long. We're going to go watch some Star Wars tonight. And may the Force be with y'all. Everyone except classy motherfucking strippers. Eat a dick! I'm going to holler at you guys a little bit later. Enjoy the playoffs for what it's worth. I'm out. Peace!